See, I was ready for that. I was like all set up, actually ready for the thing to start. Got Ted. I don't know how to say her last party handles. C103, Corsair, the Mrs. Riley, and that's all that I see right now. We'll let the room fill up a little bit before I go to talking about anything real important. Appreciate it if everybody like, share, subscribe, and all that stuff if you're not already. Donate to my campaign fund for Wes S. for president in 2024. All that stuff. Mostly just like I want to get to go do more stuff, so I need my channel to make more money. Or there's going to be a lot more videos of me standing in places I'm working trying to talk to y'all. Yeah, I can't afford to lose that many subs. Hey, Mike, Daniel, God is my judge. How goes it? And I didn't find that one live stream you were talking about, dude. Anna Lee Brown, hello. Did I say hi to Matt Gilbert yet? I don't know if I did or not. Anyway, this is I'm not really going to bust anybody's chops on here tonight. I don't think. I probably will. You know, I won't mean to, and if I do, trust me, I'm not trying to be a jerk, because I actually take this emergency preparedness thing pretty serious, fairly serious. It's not a hobby to me, because, man, there's a lot more fun hobbies out there than spending perfectly good fishing money on bulk wheat, you know. Okay, Rob. How's things up yonder? Saw like 12 birds on the wires down here in 8 miles. So we actually had 5 hanging out in front of the house, but by the time we got home to the guns, they were gone. So Walter Davis, hey, was there an earthquake? Did I miss an earthquake? Did I miss a perfectly good reason to panic over something? Man, it sucks. What kind of prepper misses an earthquake or whatever? Did y'all earthquake? We hadn't had one here. It's been a couple of months since we had one in it. And when you can't feel them, we just hear about them. We're like, oh, we had a earthquake. I didn't feel nothing. I forgot there was one in Sioux City too. Hey, Werewolf Survival, how goes it? I dropped UK a message, but he ain't been online since yesterday. So we'll see. Maybe he got a job or something. What's up, Sasquatch? The Sasquatch, not only Sasquatch, but the Sasquatch. What's that? Oh, yeah. Thunderstorms have always put me to sleep. I mean, I don't, if I have a rough if I'm having a rough time or whatever, I can literally play uh, the sounds of thunderstorms. I used to have a recording of it. I'd put that on loop and I would sleep all night to the sound of thunder and rain. It just puts me out. Jake Blankenship. Good to see you also, Jake. It's been so long that I've forgotten who you are, but that doesn't take long. I have to reintroduce myself to the guy in the mirror every morning, and argue about whether or not we're shaving. Shiloh, you're noisy, you're clumsy, you're a retard. Maybe he'll be better when he's 18 months. Right now he's dumbass. Not like the soft roller. Shut up. Yeah, that's, I guess, up there in, I started to say Idaho. We don't live in Idaho. Dadgummit. Ohio. Is it Ohio or Iowa? They're not the same place. Ohio, I think. Anyway. Hey, Killdeer. Daniel, I think he lives in Ohio. Do we know anybody in Iowa? Hey, anybody of you preppers from Iowa? Do they even have cable TV in Iowa? I'm asking for a friend. I'm not judging anyone. I'm just asking. I've been through Iowa. That would be a lot of wire for very few people. Anyway. Close enough. Well, it's good for their teeth, maybe. They should pull the plaque off, I guess, or the teeth out, or whatever. Yeah, milk bones would have been, yeah. But you put the milk bones up out of the reach of the puppy because you don't want them getting into all of them. And I strongly suggest that somebody picks up all of her outside shoes before her dog drags any more of them out there to the driveway. Is a conspiracy of cartography. I don't know what cartography is. I found a box full of maps. I'm a very happy person. Anyhow, United States emergency preparedness type people compared to all those preparedness people who aren't Americans. I'll put ain't as lucky. But I watch a few prepping channels from outside the U.S. Mostly just to hear their take on current events. But I actually spent the last couple of days looking into what European countries and stuff actually think about prepping as a whole. And it was really hard to find anything on South American countries, so the places down there that are falling apart and stuff like that, because there's the people from down there don't put out English speaking videos, so they don't do me any good. Yeah, one of the guys I listened to today, I subbed to him. He's got like 15,000 subscribers or whatever. 11,000, 15,000, something like that. Plus one. He's probably got a 30-minute video, and it's probably one of the best videos that I watched through all of them. He was real down to earth. Other than the accent, he could have been either me or Rob talking about prepping. So I think me and him hit it off all right.
See, Daniel is like that one guy we're talking.
Too retired. Well, that's cool. What do you want, Sadie? I don't even like dogs. How come you come in here every time I do a live stream?
You gotta read the paragraph before that.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, I started my day. The Ohio AG was there with my pastor, and well, aren't you just special? Suck up.
He's like that one guy we were talking about ago. That's all they do is Americans just go shoot.
Yeah, I watched one, and it popped up in the search of some. Yeah, this dude was blitzed, boy. He's like, he's like, and he started cussing and talking about how Americans get to do everything, just go to the range and walk around with your guns and stuff. You don't have to worry about the coppers talking to you. And it was funny. And I was like, okay, I'm wasting my time. It was pure comedy. Who? Oh, really? Well, that's what you get for naming your dog Sadie. I made the same mistake. It ruins them. Sadie's a white girl with blue hair. She's not even prejudiced, I don't think. She treats the black dog and the brown dog exactly the same way she treats all the other dogs. Like they're toys. I haven't seen Armored Cockroach. That Funky Prepper is the one that I subscribe to. Yeah, I watched Corporate Corner some. He's actually been in a couple of live streams. He hasn't been in a while though. But I really don't get to stay online watching YouTube and stuff. I mean, I'm a visual person, so I can run. If I run background noise, if I try to play videos and listen to the headphones or something, if somebody's saying something, they're like talking like they're trying to shop, I'm going to stop what I'm doing and look at the screen. So I wouldn't get anything done. So I stick with playing the radio for background noise and just listening to music or whatever. I do like audiobooks, but I don't get to watch as much YouTube as I would like. Most of my time online is actually spent doing live streams, apparently, for the most part. Well, even if he's got his old stuff still up, I mean, that's where people are messing up. They're waiting. They won't go back and watch a video from 4 years ago or 6 years ago or 10 years ago or 20 years ago. Nothing has changed. Okay, they've invented new reasons for emergency preparedness, but prepping hasn't changed at all. The country that impressed me the most, as far as the way they're treating prepping, emergency preparedness, uh, was Sweden. Uh, Sweden or Switzerland? Sweden, I think. They actually are telling their people to prep now. The government actually pays the volunteer or funds the volunteer militias training. They give them equipment to work with.
My hair joints it.
What? Uh, marriage joints insurance. I don't know who Malmo is. Hey Keith, but they're actually like, okay, we need to be ready for this. Apparently, they know a whole lot more about what's going on in the Soviet Union than the United States mainstream media is willing to tell us. So, then again, their mainstream media could be exaggerating things, because the more sensational a thing is, the more papers or airtime or whatever it sells. The more ad revenue you can make off of it. I slumped down it and now look like I'm a really short guy. But Sweden is actually redoing their, I can't remember what, I should have took notes, I guess, but it's a national prepping thing or whatever. They're fixing all their bunkers back up. They're teaching their people to use stuff. They have schools for prepping. I mean, they're putting kids in prepping school. You have a teacher that's paid a salary to talk to children, not little bitty ones, but children, about why it's important to learn skills and be able to do things for yourself.
ZPD, Lily in the Wall,
Hey, ZPD, Lily in the Wild's in here?
Lily Wild,
Oh, Lily Wild.
and Carly Carpenter.
Hey, Burley. That Lily Wild is the other one. The one, just change your name, I think. Is that you, Lily? I was just thinking about you today, actually. I was like, what the hell's he doing? Hey, Burley, have you gone over to Zach's lately? Quebec? Nah, we won't hold that against you. We're going to get to Canada. We're going to get the Canadian preppers here in a little bit. But some of them I've got some respect for. Quite a few of them, actually. Actually, no more Canadian preppers. Well, I'm surprised at how many Canadian preppers I know personally, honestly. Yay for it being you. I'm glad you're not abducted and hauled off by aliens and stuff. I just wondering, because I sent him something and I'm like super proud of it, and I just want somebody else to see it.
He said, Miss West, could you please update me on the Oklahoma pipeline that blew up on the 16th? I don't know anything about it.
Who's that? I like Bjorn Andrews and Bull Hansen, whatever. I hadn't heard anything about Oklahoma pipeline blowing up. Yeah, we won't follow the news. I mean, I hadn't heard anything from Biddy or anybody about it either. Now there was a fire. There was a thing, but it was back under control or whatever. It wasn't. I didn't know that was a couple months ago though. I hadn't heard anything about it. I'll look at it, but I'm far enough from Oklahoma that it might as well be another country, because it is. Yeah, he says he's thinking about. Oh, Hanson's talking about putting them into English, but he's got to have enough people go over to his videos and ask for them in English. I mean, apparently it costs money to publish them in English. Okay, I'm gonna have to try harder to follow the deal, because who supposedly blew it up, Keith? I mean, that would have been all over the yak around here. But this isn't a current. This is not a current affairs live stream. This is not a. I mean, I don't follow the news, brothers. I don't. Got better things to do with my time. I open it, and if there's something that pertains to me, I read that newspaper article about it. If it's hello, Mother in the Wild. Y'all should do more singing videos.
Well, they said that it was caused by earthquakes.
That's possible. They did. Now, Dana was talking about the earthquakes they had up there the other day, but she didn't say nothing about the pipelines. But that's not being blown up. That's a something happening because it was an earthquake. We get those down here. We were talking about it earlier. We get them down here. We just usually can't feel them. We live in a tier and beam house, so it usually doesn't make it this far. And our ground there's certain types of ground. So in some types of ground, the vibrations don't travel as far. That's us. So it's got to be a pretty decent shake for us to feel it. That was it a 4.4 or 4.5 or something we had here a while back? That was a little spooky. The windows were shaking and stuff, and I was like, "Oh, what's that?" So, but that's been years ago. So, anyway, the thing is, American media and the American government, well, the majority of the American government is years behind the curve on emergency preparedness. The difference is in America, we don't wait for the government to tell us something's a good idea. Here, the government works for us, or is supposed to. I know we can get in that whole debate, but the government was supposed to work for us here, as opposed to other countries that have isms, in their form of government, or C's in their form of government. Then they're owned by the government. We're not. So we don't have to have the government tell us to get ready. We do the research, we pay attention to what's going on, we get ready on our own. It would be nice if our government was like, hey, we understand that things could go south and stuff. And you know what? It would be good to have a well-trained militia. So we're going to let people volunteer for militia, and we're going to send people out that are qualified to train you, and we're going to train you. That's like, that would be the coolest thing ever. We're going to make available to the militia military vehicles. That sounds pretty cool. The militia doesn't have to buy their own Humvee or whatever, because I think they're phasing out. Somebody said they're phasing out the Humvees. I don't know what they're replacing them with. Doesn't really matter, because seriously? We're getting a new cat. I can hear a mouse chewing on my floor. Tear and beam, you can hear when something's chewing on your floor. But anyway, that's the best thing about grandkids. You can go take them, spoil them, and then leave them. You don't have to do all that responsible adulting crap with them. You can't let them play with a rattlesnake, because that's not real cool. You can't let them play with the bears, apparently. You can't let them watch themselves, apparently. There are a few rules with grandparenting, which cross over into the parenting thing. Apparently the rules are the same for parenting and grandparenting. Anyway. Yes, when it's hot, what is the high temperature today? Do I need to wear a waterproof hat, or do I need to wear a breezy hat? Okay. I'm going to get serious for a minute. You can sit there and, oh my God, this happened, or whatever. I mean, you can freak out about everything that's going wrong. You can invest every waking hour. Oh, that's funny. Yeah. You can spend all your time freaking out about everything, stressing and worrying, following all the and arguing over this or arguing over that, whether Fox is telling the truth or CNN's telling the truth or whatever. They're all it. But even the ones that's like unbiased news, everybody's got a twist. It's human nature. Did a human write the news article? Then there's going to be bias in it. And you can spend all your time worrying, is this the one? If I finally figured out exactly what's going to cause it to tumble off the edge of the cliff, it doesn't matter. If you've got 8 hours a day that you have to give to somebody to make your check, and then that leaves you, say, 8 hours of waking time to yourself that you have to spend, eating and who? All right, Lily, thanks for coming by. We really do miss you, girl. Hope everything's going good. School, nobody's sick, your cat's healthy, all that stuff. I really, really miss your personage. So, you were fun, YouTube girl. Seriously, if you have not seen her videos, if she hasn't taken them down, go watch them. Just don't do that. Don't waste your life. Don't waste your 4 or 6 hours that you got to yourself that you could be doing stuff with, trying to figure out what you need to be doing. You know what you need to be doing. You need food, water, shelter. If you've got all of those, then, think about getting a generator. Think about getting, backup batteries. Think about getting armored up vehicle, whatever, Don't freak out. All right, Keith, have a good one. But don't do it. That's almost all the people that I listened to in the last couple of days over, from Europe, the ones that I could understand, all said the same thing. Do not be afraid. Being afraid is counterproductive. You know something could happen. Act accordingly, and then you don't have to be afraid. You don't have to worry about it if you've done something about it. If all you do is worry and look for reasons to worry, then that's all you will do is worry, and you won't accomplish anything. That's one thing that that's at the common denominator I found in the people that were willing to do videos from Europe that I could understand is don't freak out about it. Just do stuff. And there's people that put videos out in this room right here. They say the same thing. I say the same thing. I say the same thing till I'm blue in the face, for crying out loud. Live your life and just move forward. Don't freak out about every little thing. Excuse me. We need to know enough about politics to make a decision about who we need to vote for. We should all know in the U.S. right now that next time we need to try to find somebody better to run. Though, if they give Pence the nod, I'll probably just throw in with him. But This is not current events or politics. This is prepping. This is bare bones. There are some channels out there that talk about prepping. They're not prepping channels. And they're not from the United States of America. They're from another country, and they annoy me. Okay? They sell stuff. There's prepping channels here in the U.S. that aren't actually prepping channels. They're really annoying commercials. You have to watch, in a 20-minute video, you got to watch 15 minutes of commercial for 5 minutes of video. And I'm not talking about ads. I'm talking about the way they set the whole thing up. They're trying to sell you on this knife, this flashlight, this canteen, this lighter, this stick that's, this roll of flammable stuff. There's none of this in America. Land of opportunity, free enterprise. Get you some. Good deal of the ones that are doing that are honest about it. They're like, hey, man, this is a business. Now, the ones that annoy me, both U.S. and foreign, it was like, well, you know how YouTube's making it hard on me. They don't. I'm sorry. I was trying to do the Cody or whatever. They don't. They don't like what I talk about. Well, I don't most like to talk about it either. But dude, shut up. If YouTube's doing you wrong, like limited or no advertising, I get the same thing. Suck it up, Buttercup. Don't you have a pension coming in? Ain't you retired? Just stick with the, hey, like, share, man, you want to help the channel out? Like, share, subscribe. No, YouTube is gunning for me. I'll need you to buy these flags and these t-shirts and this here AK-47 basket so that I can stay on here and spread the good word to the rest of us patriots out here, because YouTube is trying to shut me the hell up. The longer you talk like that, the more I want to shut you up. Or do not worship the ground you walk on, nor the channel that you have on YouTube. Okay? There's a whole bunch of y'all out there that I'm talking to. So whichever one of you right now is going, well, I don't want to talk to me like that. I'm talking to a lot of you. And I'm sorry if I'm hurting your feelings. People are going to die because of your bullshit. Tell them what they need to know. If you can make a little bit of money off of it, good to go. Tell them the freaking truth. Get to the point. Get in the information. And then put your commercial on the end. Or make the video a lot shorter. Okay. And wasn't going to call anybody out by name. Canadian Prepper, shut the hell up, dude. I don't care what you think about United States Preppers. All right? You're a business. Sometimes you give solid information, or you used to give it a lot, but now you're just like, oh, no, they won't that knows anything. Everybody else is an ignorant redneck. And you can't grow hair. So there. I'm not trying to be hateful, but seriously, man, I mean, you're not making yourself look better by knocking other people down. You're not helping other people by not giving them real information. Okay. Let's go to this one. The news dude, he gives the news broadcast things or whatever. Y'all know who I'm talking about now. And their name will come to my mind here in a minute, and I will spew it out. They're American. Anyway, dude, quit selectively reading the news article. Read it all. Read it in context. Okay? Don't quit trying to scare people. It's not, scared people don't act right. It's one thing to try to wake people up. Another thing to try to scare them. I just cannot think of their name. Has anybody typed it inside? Or sisters, husbands, kids, grandkids are coming over. Jeez. What have I missed over here in the side chat? Anything good? Brad and Kelly. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I can't think of their channel name. Yes. Brad. Anyway. I used to love his channel. Canadian Prepper, I used to love his channel. There's more, but I promised I wasn't going to be hateful about this. The difference is in the countries overseas where the government's taking it serious, the news isn't messing everybody around. I would love to say that American Preppers got it going on. American Preparedness or American Emergency Preparedness individuals. We're on point. I would love to say that. A lot of them are. But as the community, new people come into the community, this Boo Flu thing, it woke a lot of people up. But because of the algorithm, they go to channels like Brad Kelly's channel. They wind up on the Canadian Prepper. They wind up on Dakota or whatever. They wind up on all these. Oh my God! And then they get stuck with just watching this stuff and being scared to death. And they're not learning anything. And don't get me started on the Canadian with the upside down bandits and wear a mask and socialism is good for you and meat's going to cause you to go to hell. Boy. That's one cat that doesn't have to worry about me going cannibal, that's for sure. It's when you do videos about prepping, I'm really hoping some of you big channels get turned on to this and y'all come over here and report me to YouTube, but you watch the video first. Say, hey, I really need you to buy your emergency freeze-dried food from my big giant warehouse here, which you should powder your head. But if you don't, buy it somewhere because this is the important stuff. Not this fancy hammock, not this fancy backpack, not this fancy knife. Okay? If I have to head for the bushes, if it's like all bets are off. It's full on Mad Max, Road Warrior, Thunderdome BS. Full on time to in the woods. The Last of Us, whatever. That Colt. No, it's a Ruger. I'm throwing it away. I'll probably take it apart and chunk it in different directions so somebody can't put it back together and shoot me with it. I'm going to take a single shot 22 rifle, as many bullets as I can, a old hickory butcher knife, and everything else that I can think of that will get me through the day. And stick it in my backpack. And that's it. All the fancy, and I've got some really nice knives. Got some pretty cool flashlights. I got some nice nicky necks, some nice emergency kits. I've got fancy fire starters. I've got all this stuff. I'm not going to take it. Because you don't need it. You boil it, you drink it. There. You just lost the need to carry your life straw. Well, when you're bugging out, you don't smoke and stuff. We're not talking bugging out. If it gets to a point where you're going to jump out your back window with a backpack on and walk for 75 miles to a cabin in the woods, your neighbors are already going to have raided your house and taken your shit. Welcome to the real world. Do you really think that the old man on the porch, smoking a cigarette, drinking coffee, watching you drive by once a month with a loaded down truck and leaving with your truck raised up, doesn't know that you're putting shit at that house? Seriously. You probably can't even see him through the trees, but he can see you through the trees off his porch. That's why he built the house there. That's why he has carpet on the porch so you can't hear his rocking chair squeak. That and allows him to go without his slippers. What's the question, Ted? Missed something. Oh, that's cool, ZPD. Oh, wow, Daniel. That sucks for you, dude. He would be toxic, Daniel. I mean, you talk about stomachache waiting to happen. Yeah, that's one thing I don't have is a silky saw, and that's probably going to be the death of me. Without a silky saw or the proper axe, I am doomed. If I can't build a fort, I'm screwed. Oh, wait, I live in Texas. I'll just stack rocks or something. All the forts in Texas were made out of what? Oh, yeah, that's right, rocks. What to carry? That video is way back there in the playlist. I have an inch bag. I have a bug out bag.
Daniel, probably so.
What did you say?
Are you talking about me?
I would never specifically call out Daniel God is my judge as the guy sitting on his porch with a rocking chair watching everything that goes on the road in front of his house all the time. when he's not down shooting at stuff with Crazy Scotsman and friends. But you need a knife, you need a blanket, you need something watertight or water resistant at the very least. You need something to shed water. Did you know that a 50-50 nylon king size bed sheet stretched taut will shed water? As long as you do not touch the inside of it, all the water will run off. Yeah, boom. King size sheet, you have an emergency tarp, an emergency rain shelter. That sort of a gale force wind will keep the rain from coming down on you and your gear. You can't be touching it, but it'll do the rock thing on the corners and tie it between two trees, and there you go. You're set. It's you don't have to have gear. You just have to have knowledge. What's the one guy that he said that on that video I watched a while ago just before I did this one? Your mind, it's a good bit of kit. Your mind is a good bit of kit. You've got this. You're a smart man. You're a smart woman. You've got this. I was like, man, I like this dude. I hit the subscribe button, man. That was it. If he hadn't said anything else in the entire video, that would have sold me on him. It's not what you bought, it's what you got. The end. Do not do Bear Grylls, grills, whatever stuff out there and expect to live. You're going to die. And that other dude, the Joe from Dual Survival, don't do that. You're going to die. I don't know. I've never been in the basement in the Alamo. I don't think they do.
I wouldn't go anywhere near the Alamo. Too many liberals. Got tent cities everywhere. It looks like mini California cities.
Yeah, Alamo, the San Antonio, straight up. I mean, I can't believe they haven't blown up like one of the other towns yet. I mean, I fully expected them to be the next Portland. San Antonio is not a place I go. I drive through it. There's actually a faster way through San Antonio. I take the 30-minute longer route, so I don't have to go through San Antonio. That's what I think about San Antonio. Bear Grylls is an idiot. And he knows better, but he's doing it for the views. He's doing it for the money. He's doing it to make money. He doesn't do it to teach them. Alone, if they would, these guys that are on Alone, they video everything they do. They put so much stuff on video that people could use in a survival situation. Everything they make, everything they do, they video. The History Channel puts none of it on the air because that's not what people want to see. People want to see people suffer. I was going to do the 10-day hunt thing, or it was supposed to be 7 day. I wound up 9, and I didn't get home for 10 days. I was going to do that as a survival thing. And I got down there and I knocked it out of the park the first day. And I was like, okay, if this is a survival thing, nobody's going to care because you're eating steak twice a day. And for the other meal, you're eating fish. Nobody's care. Dude, You're eating bacon. Okay. People are going to think this is what survival is like. No, that's one really good week. Actually, I scored enough meat calories and stuff. Had I had a way of keeping them cool, I could live for 2 months on what I killed there. But then I would have been scrounging. Because all the wild vegetables and stuff were going away. They were actually really sparse. And you can only kill so many deer before they're all gone. 3,000 acre ranch down there, they did a inventory on. See, they fly planes and helicopters around here and they count the deer on people's acreage because they keep track. 3,000 acres, 167 deer on the entire 3,000 acres. That's it. Oh, that's not very many, or that's a lot of deer. It's 3,000 acres, 167 deer. You shoot all the ones with horns, there's not any more the next year. Because, yeah, guess what? Those have the babies, but they need a donor to have the babies. And there's no more deers with horns to shoot at, so you've got to shoot the ones without the horns. And then now all of a sudden there's no does. So even the little nubbins that made it by, and they're finally old enough to do the gals some good. And guess what? There ain't any gals left. There's a lot of people on this planet that think they're going to eat wild game, and they're going to be sadly mistaken. There you go, Daniel. That's what you need to do. And there's more edible wild plants. There's a bigger abundance of edible wild plants in Central and South Texas than there are here. But there's still only so many of them. And that's the thing. That's why, and you have to practice it. There's stuff out there that you can eat, but there's all these things you have to do to it before you can actually consume it. There's things that you have to boil at least twice. I mean, you can boil them once and eat them, but until you boil them, pour the water off, boil them again, and then your body can digest it. For instance, something that everybody knows. You take a cabbage. I don't care whether you like cabbage or not. That's what we're using. You take a cabbage. You eat that raw cabbage. In the raw cabbage, there's trace proteins. Wait for it. This is the beauty of cooking. You take the same cabbage, you cut it up, and you boil it, and all of a sudden, magically, from nowhere, your body gets protein out of it. Because the cooking changes it. People are, oh, you can't eat cactus. There's your yada, yada, yada in there, and it'll kill you deader than a hammer. Have you ever heard of cooking something? I mean, that's law. I mean, raw corn tastes better than cooked corn. Cooked corn's easier to digest. It's the only reason you cook it. Do you know that? Unless it's straight out of the field and it's still when you bite into it, it like pops in your mouth. all juicy and it's running down your chin and stuff. That's pretty easy to digest. But if you eat too much of it, you'll get the runs. I'm just saying, be careful with raw corn. It's really good. It's really sweet. Be careful. It's just like eating too many peaches off your neighbor's tree. Too many peaches. It can be bad for you. It's like too much watermelon. I like watermelon. Too much watermelon, and you can wind up dehydrated. Yeah, hominy. Hominy is basically corn that you do stuff to, and then all of a sudden it goes from being corn to hominy, and you get all this extra food value out of the hominy. Sweet and sour cat's good to go. It's good, isn't it, Anna? Yeah, cattails are completely edible. Well, see, there you go, Daniel. Eat your cabbage and fart in your gas tank. A 1-month-old baby's been kidnapped from Mineral Wells, Texas. I cannot say that name. 1-month-old black male. Nothing I can do about that. Nowhere close to Mineral Wells. Yes, thank you. And since you brought that up, the toxins from the false onion or the lily, can't remember what the lily. Anyway, it's looks like the bulb looks like a purple onion. The toxins from that can be absorbed through the mouth. So even if you just bite it, chew it up, and spit it out. If you do that, if you taste too many, freaking figure out what it looks like, and know not to try to bite that one again. The toxins cannot be cooked out of lilies. You don't. And they're the lily. That lily and an onion are the same kind of plant. Garlic, onion, and lilies are all the same thing. Some of them you can eat, some of them you cannot. There you go. If it doesn't smell like garlic and it doesn't smell like onion, if it doesn't taste like garlic and it doesn't taste like onion, you cannot eat it. Because crow's poison does not have a taste. It tastes like grass. It's like you're chewing on regular Bermuda grass or something. You could actually eat crow's poison without having to sweat it. If you eat one or two of them, you're not going to get sick. There's probably not enough toxin in there to do any real damage to the human body. If you eat 5 or 6 of them a day for 3 or 4 days, you're going to be in a world of hurt. Okay? Don't do that. But prickly pear cactus, you get the pokies off of it and grill it or boil it, and the alkaloids turn into sugars. And you get carbs. You can actually turn something that you can't eat raw into something you can eat cooked. These are the things you need to learn. These are the things the people that were here before us. Taylor! Yes, Taylor has good. And Taylor's the guy I was thinking about. Y'all go over there and you watch his Lily of Death, whatever. What was the name of that video you did? You have no idea. I was so scared that he was not going to make it through that video. Okay. It's a good video on the Rain Lily video. That's a good video. You should go watch it. That's the deal. I can forage, I can trap, I can hunt, and I can fish. But in a major event, a major economic collapse, uh, a major deadly pandemic where people are falling out like flies, uh, a EMP, a third world war, in an event like that where everything grinds to a halt, people that swore they would never eat, they're going to be vegans out there smacking stray cats in the back of the head with a stick and cooking them with the hair on because they're hungry. There are going to be vegetarians looking at the neighbor's kids like they were celery. 90% in the first year in a major deal. I mean, like a major worst case scenario deal. 90% of the world's population is expected to die of starvation. And that's just if they turn off the electricity. If we lose electricity tomorrow, if we, on September 20th, 2020, we lose the electricity across the planet for whatever reason, by September 2021, 9 out of 10 people are expected to die. You can't make that crap up from starvation. They're going to kill and eat everything they can get their hands on before that. That means there's not going to be any rabbits. There's not going to be any squirrels. There's not going to be any rats. There's not going to be any sparrows. There's not going to be pigeons. People are going to be jumping from rooftop to rooftop chasing pigeons in New York inside of 2 weeks. I mean, that's where all the windows on the top of the building is going to get busted out. People throwing rocks at pigeons trying to get a pigeon. Man, maybe they'll just wait for them to land on the ground. What do they call them? Flying rats or whatever up there? They think they're gross. They're going to eat them. You have people eating pigeons and other people eating rats. They'll solve their own cockroach problem quick enough. But anyway, that's absolute worst case scenario. I don't think we have to worry about absolute worst case scenario. But the thing is, if you've got the knowledge and stuff to work with, as far as preparedness goes, I mean, is it really going to bankrupt you to have 3 months worth of food in your house? Really, seriously. Seriously, how many people right now are watching me on a $1,200 phone? I mean, how many people have an iPhone in their hand? Don't lie. I know some of you people have iPhones. I could go in there and pop one kid on the back of the head that bought an iPhone. Taylor got like 3 or 4 of them. Acorns are good, but you can't pick acorns up and eat them off the ground, or I can't. They taste disgusting. And there's a process you have to go through to make the acorns edible. The end. Aren't you Canadian? Anna, I said, aren't you Canadian? I still can't get this POS to come on. This one was given to me. I'm sitting there talking trash about iPhones. This is a iPhone. I don't have a clue. So fat bastard. That charge it forever and try to turn it on. Come on. I'm holding the button to see what's coming. Is it the power button or is this the power button? What is it? I don't even know how to turn this silly thing on. Oh, there's a little red reset button. That's so sexy. What's this button do? I don't know anything about iPhone. Anyway, Indiana. Okay, that's hey, where is the Queen of the North? See, I got you confused with the other one. Oh, Riley. See, there's a trick. You soak them in cold water. Hot water will actually lock the tannins in, and it takes longer. They'll use cold water, and the tannins and the oils will lift off. And then you roast them. Lori Jean. See, and I apologize for the names and not getting straight where everybody's at. My brain doesn't work like it used to. That's why I retired. I don't think it's Lori John. I think it's Lori Jean. I watch a lot of Dave Canterbury stuff. I mean, he is a business dude. So, dude, like the best part of. Tell him I love him. Boys calling. If you just use the cold water, and I didn't know that until somebody else told me. But and I don't know why you would think that the boil, the hot water would make it go faster or whatever. I don't know why it causes the bitter to lock in. But the flour is less bitter if you use cold water. So, tried it. It's a lot of work to get acorns around here, though. I have to go all the way to either Post or Lubbock to get them, or I could go south. There's not really that many oak trees around here. Ooh, I just remember but then I have to fight all the squirrels. But the squirrels don't eat the acorns here because they're nasty. They eat the pecans. We have pecans. Pecans are easy. Just pick them off the ground, crack them, take the pecan out, eat it, throw the shell on the ground. And you're supposed to be saving all of those because you're going to make a pecan pie. But that way, if you just eat the pecans, then you don't have to worry about consuming all that sugar and stuff that goes in the filling. So I just do that. What else are we talking about? We've been on here hour and 14 minutes. We got through the American preppers versus other preppers, I think. There's a lot of European countries that are a lot closer to other countries with bad intent that are taking it pretty freaking serious. Mainstream. They're actually talking about it on their news in positive light. This is why they're doing it, and this is where they got the idea. And over here we have doomsday preppers. Well, these guys are a bunch of idiots, and they got a big 4-wheel drive with a castle out in the boonies, and they give their kids guns and run around and act like dumbasses. And then get divorces and Doomsday Prepper. Doomsday Preppers was the worst show ever. Yeah, but that we have oaks around here. It's just, I mean, you don't know whether you're picking up this year's acorns or last year's acorns because they hit the ground, they stay there. And you usually have to cross a barbed wire fence to get to the oaks around here, and that'll get you shot. So I don't do that. And I'm not saying that. I mean, of the guys out there, of all of the guys out there, David Canterbury is probably one of the guys that actually still puts out content that's helpful. You know what I'm saying? The gear that he tries to sell is stuff that he has figured out. I'm not a tactical. I'm not going to run around. If I sign up for the militia or whatever, volunteer for it, dude, I'm going to be a supply clerk or something. I'm just going to count boxes of bullets and stuff because I'm not running around out there doing that other stuff because I'm not going to pretend that I'm capable of it. I mean, the last thing they need out there is some guy with bad knees and a bad back as a liability. Know your limitations. All right, don't get shot, Daniel. That's because they'll shoot you for that around here. Did you ever get that? I haven't been getting notifications from the channel, so I don't know if you're putting anything out. Did you ever get that coyote melon thing working your way? Since I didn't get to eat one of those melons, you better have got it figured out. If not, you're going to show me where you planted all the seeds. I was talking to Bob. He said that, on my Facebook, or no, YouTube. He said they got a work week coming up in October sometime. Oh, that sucks. Hey, Robert Moore, you in here? I'm not that. Well, I don't know. Some of I just want to see people do it or whatever. I like the non-talking stuff. Taylor, explain to her what I'm talking about. You know, like the scientific name of these beautiful red berry things that grow on trees. They look like little miniature watermelons. That's what we call coyote melons. It's what I grew up calling coyote melons. We call the gourds, the buffalo gourds, buffalo gourd. Which I've got a whole bunch of them out there that I'm fixing to collect for the seeds. balsam gourd. Dude, one of the foraging sites said that you could eat the buffalo gourd when they're little, before they start forming seeds or whatever. You could cut them up and eat them like squash. I tried. You know what? They are disgusting. Just like biting yucca root, man. It's pure soap. So don't trust everything you read online. Don't trust everything you see in a book. Try it now. Because some of those people wrote that book because with research they did online, and they never went out and checked any of it, and they're putting stuff out there that's wrong. Welcome to America. Or welcome to the World Wide Web. Nobody's accountable. I tried all the way from little bitty up to Jesty big or whatever, to see if maybe there's a time in the growth of that gourd where it was edible. The answer is no. I mean, maybe it wasn't going to kill me, but my mouth refused to chew it. So, well, I was just thinking that, I don't know, I may take you up on that visit you was talking about. Well, casually mentioned in another live stream, I think, or while we were texting, or at some point. Anyway, I was thinking about it. Just, I got to get back out in the bushes for somewhere for a while. This whole square walls and no trees and stuff is driving me nuts. Were the seeds bitter? Nah. Well, that's cool, Taylor. I was chewing through because I was there. Seriously, quit it. Now I've got to wonder if the little guy hadn't found something over here on my shelf that he's into, and it's not actually under the floor. Oh, see, I knew. Yeah. I was warned off of my whole life. And that's Bob's the guy that can eat a vinegaroon, dude. A whip scorpion. Man, I ain't that tough. Crickets, grasshoppers, cicadas. Maybe even a katydid if I can kill it before I have to pick it up. But think about it. Dogs eat raisins, they get sick and can die. Coyotes can eat raisins. It doesn't hurt them at all. Coyotes can eat just about anything and not get sick. I've seen coyote poop that was pure, deer corn and cactus berries. And you know they don't have any way of getting the, what are they called, glaucids off of there. So it's just got to go through the hard way. Yeah, I got a bunch of stuff I need to go to back to BTSR, man. I didn't get the money shots on any of it. I had fun though, but I really need to get back to Madera Canyon. Or way actually Circle H, I guess. I don't know what that is, Riley. Never heard of it. I'm really not that well versed in wildfire. I am new. I'm relatively new to the desert here. I grew up on the high plains of Texas where there wasn't nothing to eat. I mean, I knew of a few wild weeds and stuff like that, but you know, I didn't get to start doing the wild food gathering for a lot longer, or until I was a lot older. All right, Walter, have a good one. I know my favorite thing to find is, man, I love to find wild onions that have topped out. That is like my favorite thing ever. I will eat every one of them little seed onions off the top. I'll eat them as I go. See a bundle, I reach down there, I pick them up, especially if they got that little green sprout coming out of the top. Oh, that's mine. You don't have to do anything. Just grab them, pop them in your mouth like Skittles. It's just like little, I mean, there's probably same sugar content in them, honestly. They're not hot. They're just delicious. And there's river sorrel, and what's that other common something or other? I know what the plant looks like. I'd be able to pick it. They're delicious greens. Yeah, I'm gonna have to dynamite that guy. I know where he's at. They're having a blast out there on the phone. I can hear them. Anyhow, anybody got any questions? I mean, I'm not like a wild food expert. I can show you how to clean just about any critter. Porcupines are hard to skin without getting stabbed. And I don't know if I would waste, in a survival situation, I don't know if I would waste that skin like that ever again. Literally threw half the weight of the animal away with the hide. And you can eat the hide off of anything. And the quills would burn off, and you'd have the follicle left. But all right, Anna, have a good one. I don't know if y'all can tell, there's something over here that's disturbing me quite a bit, actually. Won't kill a badger unless I have to. I find them to be majestic and useful animals. I've always been fascinated by them. They scare the piss out of me. But I've never had a desire to put one down. As a matter of fact, it breaks my heart to see one dead on the highway. I think they're probably, the American badger is probably the most beautiful animal on the planet. I think they're just beautiful. Sleep well, Anna. See, I have a soothing voice. I get that a lot in my comments. I don't know. I thought I was a troll, but maybe I just put people to sleep when I talk. That's entirely possible, I suppose. I killed bobcat at site, on site. I got bobcat skulls all over the place. 28 chickens in one night. That ended it for me and bobcats. The old fella got in there and got excited. 28 chickens. The sign one, Taylor, on Barely Survival. Yeah, I worked it. That's where he commented about the work week or whatever. How you like that rock bar, buddy? That's some West Texas love right there, rock bar. I got one you can borrow if you can borrow one. I just use it for holding down the ground. Ferals. We don't have very many feral dogs out here. Stray dogs do not fare well in rural Texas. They either starve to death within a couple of weeks, die of thirst within a few days, get hit on the side of the road, or fall prey to coyotes.
I wish you could talk, because then it wouldn't make me guessing half the time.
So,
you can't just chase kitties that run into the house.
was it TK? What are you doing to my
Stop
cat?
it. Stop. Do what?
What are you doing to my cat?
Put him outside and feed him there.
Oh, okay. Did it go through a hole? I've never done that. Oh, I hate rock bars. I really do. I actually don't have a rock bar. I always just get the Tankers bars. They're just about as heavy and they're cheaper. But you got to chew them up to nothing anyway. Might as well just get a Tankers bar. Oh, no, I'm gonna try something unconventional. Hey, Sweet Pea,
What, Dad?
can I beat you out of a cup of coffee?
Yeah. Sorry, that was probably loud.
Thank you.
No.
Bernie's. That's funny. Well, there's what's that dog? 80 pounds? 80 pound puppy in the house. How much your dog weigh?
I didn't overpour the honey this time.
How much does your dog weigh? Oh, that's hot. Thank you.
I took a sip to make sure it wasn't too hard, so I didn't have to add water. I don't know,
4 weeks ago he weighed 75, so he's probably, or 73. So he's probably almost to 80 now.
80. You imagine he's 27 and a half at the shoulder blades?
Mm-hmm. And his butt is taller than his shoulders. So.
He's just under 8 months.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be a little one. He's got a really good attitude, though. He just
If I wasn't hurting, I'd pick him up.
don't pick him up again. He
What mud did you go
he's very
play in?
trainable.
Huh? What mud did you go play in, Mister? Love you. Love you. I'm going behind you. Watch your butt.
They let me think. Yep. No, as if the I've got coyotes around the property again, but the coyotes are not coming in and messing with my livestock. Let them be. The second they kill a bird, it's on. I'll clean out the entire lot of them. Got 2 foxes. They are not coming in for the birds. As long as they don't come in for a bird, they're allowed to eat every one of the. They're killing gophers like you would not believe. There's some gopher killing little motor scooters. They are ending gophers' lives like you would not believe, and I don't want to do nothing to interfere with their gopher killing. And as long as they remain gopher killing foxes, they are okay in my book. When they become chicken killers, well, they'll wind up like the last 2 did. They're right. Not here, not really, no. Tracking in Texas is a whole lot different than it is anywhere else. We don't have sand or soil or mud. We have gravel on my property. Gravel and grass. And I have tracked coyotes down to where they stopped to eat the bird and ended them there. Shiloh, shut the hell up. His girl is outside and he is inside, so his world has come to an end. You can't see her, can you? There's nothing I can do about it. I can track my well. I know right where it is. Shiloh, hush. No, get your slimy nose off me. Oh, I want to go to I went to the Everglades once. I'd really like to go back, but I want to go back when there's not game wardens and stuff all over the place. Go shoot big giant rats, alligators. I'd like to go fishing in the Everglades. Hey, he's a big baby, but he literally. She is the world to him, and that's the kind of dog he is. He's Anatolian. So if she continues with his training regimen and stuff, the dog's not going to be like aggressive to anybody, but if anybody ever tried to hurt her, then he would trigger and it's going to be on. The dog won't be aggressive until somebody hurts his human, and then all bets are off. Well, I'm a long way from Pecos County. Thought about buying some land down there, but it's just too That's even further into the desert. Not interesting. I actually found a nice little piece of property down there that's got it's actually a naturally occurring pond on it, but it's only got water 4 months out of the year. So, the game would be coming into it, but the ground won't hold water for long. Yeah, down there it is. And I do okay, I guess. But it's not easy. I've learned a lot of the stuff you got to do here, you've got to do with scat. And you got to sort of figure out which scat it is. That's why I know it's foxes out back. Well, I knew it was foxes. And I finally saw the foxes and realized it was a young pair. I hope so. There's not any sign. I think there's stars outside here. So. Texas is bigger than most European countries. Just think. Shut up. Hey, can this wine and POS come back outside yet? Is it cloudy outside, bud? Or do you even notice? Yeah, cloudy.
I have no idea.
I didn't figure you looked up. Yeah, the little 80-pound puppy can't wait. I ain't shut up as soon as open door and let him out with her. If he can see her, he's fine. Should see it when she goes to the potty. She closes that door and he breaks down. So.
Oh, sorry,
Mosquitoes got, I'll bet it's so over there. Now, the wounded animals, tracking them through the brush in South Texas, I don't do that very good. Mostly because you can't stand up in the brush down there. And everything down there has some way to cut you, poke you, or shred you. Dude got email today for land in Kentucky, C-103. The missus said no. So. I do miss Key West, Fort Myers, Florida. I lived down there for about a year. And yeah, I liked it. Never did any hunting or anything while I was down there. Mostly just hung out in the swamps a lot and the beach, and did a lot of fishing. But anyway, seriously, anybody got any questions about anything important? I was going to invite some people on here, but everybody had like a life or something. Put the dog down.
He jumped up on me. He's not tall enough. Yeah.
There is the dog.
That's him standing up.
Blah, 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 blah.
Okay, you're free to go, little buddy.
Little buddy.
Ow, that was my foot
He's got like 20 toes on each foot. It's gross.
Do you find arrowheads on your property?
I can neither confirm nor deny that.
I apologize for my dog playing the drums in here. Look, he's like, you pick me up, you want to play?
I have never found an arrowhead on my property. I will neither deny nor confirm having found arrowheads close to my property, though. First arrowhead I ever found, I was hoeing cotton. I was cutting the weeds out of cotton. And I looked down, and there was a perfect bird point laying there. It was just the cutest little arrowhead ever. The guy that's insane for looking for pointy rocks is Rob Painless. Now that guy, hey, look, here's a broken piece of flint. And then you can't get him to look up the sky for the next 2 hours. So it's kind of a fun game to play. You just carry little flint shards in your pocket and drop one in front of him while you're walking. I hadn't thought of that until just right now. And I've got a whole box full of flint shards. So this could be fun. Yeah, it's a good dog. Good for very little right now. Actually, he can hear the foxes in the trees and he sounds off. He wants to do something, but he doesn't know what to do. And Sadie won't do anything unless they cross a certain, they're okay. As long as they stay out of her circle. My dog has a death circle. As long as they stay outside the death circle, they're fine. They did make the mistake of crossing it the other day, but they run under a house. An old abandoned house out back, and I couldn't do anything about it. So, I got a box of it. I got a flint note out there, probably 4 pounds. It's about this big. It's not shaped like that. There's a lot of. Yeah, I was using it for a size comparison. Hey, you want the diarrhea? Come here, I'm gonna give you a whole handful of your hearts. Okay, I'll just give him 2. If you give them more than just a couple, because they've got like medicine, or not medicine, but like vitamins or whatever. It comes out really fast, doesn't it? Sit down. Shit. Maybe I'll just take it out. That's my finger. What do you think? Oh, the flint? Yeah, that's what's. Now go away. You bother me. Yeah, it was. I didn't try to read it out loud. I read it. But, well, I was talking to Ted. I got to do that. Ted, I didn't read it out loud because I don't say big fancy words. Go away. I already gave you 2. They told me not to give you more than 2. Leave. You may leave. You may leave my presence. You're like entirely too tall to be standing there touching me. Yeah, that one. No. Go away for it. Cut your nose off. Hey, can I give him a energy mint? These are disgusting. They're sugar-free caffeine breath mints. They have a horrible aftertaste in your mouth. And why not just drink a cup of coffee? Well, hold on. Taylor, you still in here? Put the name of that other thing up. Stop it. Because it's not a gourd. Googling it. Hold on. No, not that. That is not it. See, you can't trust the interwebs. That's not it. Hold on. Hold on, I'm way up the deal looking for something.
What bees in the barn?
Baltimore. I don't know if somebody asked something about bees in the barn. Images. Oh, it's not it either. I don't know. I'm gonna have to. Get back to you. These things look like little tiny watermelons. They're I don't know. They don't get as big as a dadgummit. The elongated tomatoes, whatever those things are called. But the meat's not too bad on them, but you don't eat the seeds. And just like grapes, you can eat the seeds on grapes. You just don't eat too many of the seeds on the wild grapes. Yeah. Coyote melon is bitter, but what I grew up calling coyote melon and coyote gourd or buffalo gourd, yeah, but I have never called buffalo gourd coyote melon. Never. Coyote melon grows on a little vine, and they're about yay big. And you know you can eat them because coyotes eat them. I've never seen a coyote eat a buffalo gourd. Never. Well, I take that back. I've seen them. I've seen signs of them having this chewed up seeds, eating the seeds. Get out of here! That was in the trash. Do it again, I'll beat you with a stick. The dog snuck behind me, got in my trash can, and got out a plate, a paper plate, and is licking it, and that is strictly forbidden. My dog dumped the trash once. She's never looked at the trash again. Just doesn't pay. But then again, if it got bad enough, I would eat my cat. So there you go. That's true, LA Prepper. You're gonna have to do some research and make sure we got the right name for this thing and some pictures and this, that, and everything. No, it's not true. I have, and she's already broke him of the stealing stuff off the counter. He can get anything off our counter he wants to, but he won't do it. The trash thing is new. Where he's from, there's only one trash can. He knows not to get into it. This doesn't look like his trash can, but now he knows he ain't supposed to do it, so he'll be okay. But yeah, I can leave a steak laying on the counter, and my dog will sit there and she'll walk by and look at it. She will not get it. This won't happen. I can set her food down in the floor, and until I tell her it's okay for her to eat, she won't eat her own food. Kelsey, anything that doesn't eat them first. Mesquite beans are delicious. I eat mesquite beans. Grasshoppers are delicious. I eat grasshoppers. I cook mine first. Most of them. I'm not picking that big dog up again. Is Sadie hanging out outside or something? Because she hasn't bothered me. And you don't have to go get her. If she's guarding, she's guarding. I can show you Hyde. Hyde's pretty easy. I'll pick Hyde up. I use Hyde to scare people off, though. I should make him my, take a picture of him and make him my whatever thing. My avatar photo. Jabroni, I did not even know you snuck in here, dude. Later, dude. I don't do mushrooms either. Come here. Come here. You can come here when I tell you to.
I told him hello.
Well, you didn't tell me he was in here. Come here. See, you can come to me. You just can't come over there. There's your cutoff line. Come here. I'm not picking your big butt up. Quit slobbering on my shirt, dude. You are pretty. I'll give you that. Get out of here. You're bothering me.
Yeah, you don't do the normal hunting mushrooms either.
Yeah, there's only one mushroom I ever used to hunt, and I don't hunt that mushroom anymore. I don't do the, there's too many of them out there that'll kill you. I need to go to Harbor Freight. I just don't want to. I would like to go spend about a year with one wildcrafter and his friend, who's whatever name I can't remember. But they want to talk like scientific names for mushrooms. I don't need to know the scientific name, dude. I need to know what it looks like, what it smells like, what it tastes like, and whether or not I can eat it. Extra fluke of macanary, canary, kooky, and I don't care. Oh, sorry to hear that, LA Pepper. I had saved up to go to Harbor Freight and buy me one of their little cheapy anvils, and then somebody gave me one, and still haven't got to make anything on it. Really need to do that. I can't imagine living somewhere where you have more than one Harbor Freight. That's if you got more than one Harbor Freight in your town is too big and you need to move. Yeah, I mean, I really don't. I mean, it's is that a giant puffball? Can I eat that mushroom? You know, can I eat that one? It looks like a turkey's butt. Can I eat that mushroom? That stuff. Yeah, I tried to get the dog. He wasn't going to come up because he got his butt whooped for getting a paper plate out of the trash. So. And it sounds like they got, I don't know how many Harbor Freights they got in DFW. But we have both large towns that I shop at have one each. So I can drive right to either one of them. I have one of those up here on the desk somewhere. It's taking it forever to try out. Horsehoof fungus. I'm going to try to get down to BTSR sometime whenever nobody else is there. And go up the Silver Trail, I think. I think it's the silver or the blue that goes up from. Anyway. I'm going to try to do it overnight. May just stick with Maybe Park. That's an easy one to get to. There you go. I'm that guy that breaks all the rules and uses black plastic to compost in because it's faster. Oh, you lucky dog, you. I would love to go down there and spend more time. I need more time on horseback. I'm not a horseman. Despite what everybody tells you, just because you're raised in Texas doesn't mean you're a horseman. There's a lot more. I knew more about horses when I was 17 than that I could possibly know now. And if they're not bicycles, the end. I want to I would really like to become confident on horseback. But I thought I could remember how to do it and bought a horse and then wound up with broken ribs more than once. Spent a lot more time on the ground than I did on the horse. You too, Killdeer. I'm going to get off here too. It's 2 hours. I don't know. I've been thrown off on more dirt bikes than I have horses, come to think of it. But it wasn't the dirt bike that was having a bad day. It was me. Usually didn't turn out too good for the dirt bike either, but whatever. Yeah, anyway. All you folks out there that are worried about getting into prepping and whether or not you should or shouldn't do something or whatever, don't waste your time on fear porn. It's literally a waste of time. It's a waste of time and a waste of energy. I don't care what causes the collapse. You just need to be ready for the collapse. I don't care if it's goat poo, dog poo, cat poo, cow poo. I don't care. Elk poo, moose poo. It doesn't matter what kind of poo hits the fan. The preparations are all the same. Just have some food. Have some way to stay warm if the heat don't work. Yeah. Taylor does. Hey, he doesn't have a lot of horses. What he's got is pretty good. How come Whitney didn't put out more stuff? I was really looking forward to her putting more stuff out. What was my first gun? Well, this one. I love this gun. I don't even know what it is. It's 22. You can't unkill anything in North America with this gun. I've just got to be braver than what I'm killing. That is literally the first firearm I ever discharged. May have it buried with me. It's a single shot 22 bolt action. It's never had a bolt arm in it. It was given to my family when I was, now the first rifle I ever shot was a pump up pellet rifle, 177 Crossman. But then after I learned the basic safety rules with it and stuff, they handed me the 22. And by the time I was shot that when I was 10, I think 9 or 10. Anyway, by the time I was 11 at 30 yards, I could knock the, and this, I'm not making this crap up. I could hit, not necessarily knock the primer out, but I could hit the primer in the back end of a 12 gauge shotgun at 30 yards consistently. That was off a bench. That wasn't anything special. But when we were taught to shoot, we were taught to make every shot count. When we were sent out hunting, and we were actually sent out hunting, we didn't say, hey, we're going to take the guns, we're going to go kill stuff. We were, tired of biscuits and gravy. We wanted something else. Mom said, okay. And you were given 5 rounds. And my mom was generous. We were given 5 .22 cartridges. And there better be 3 dead animals when you come back if you didn't have any bullets. When she grew up, her and my dad, you needed to bring something back for every cartridge. But she said because where we were at, it was harder to get a shot out and stuff. There was a lot of times you come back with 5 cartridges. You didn't have anything. So then the boys my older brothers got older, and they got